What do you think are the most common misconceptions around ransomware?
It's first of all, people think that it's going to affect individuals only. No, it's mostly an infrastructure attack. Organizations don't feel that they are vulnerable. They feel that once they've done all their certifications and they have all,
They've complied to
they've
the
complied to
regulatory.
all the ISO 27001s and everything, they're
Yeah.
not going to be affected by
Yeah.
ransomware. But see, the ransomware groups are going to use things like zero-day attacks. Now, even after all your compliances, 0 days are going to remain. They're called 0 days because
Exactly.
they are unknown.
The
They're the
name
unknown
says it.
unknown.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there is no remedy against unknown. Apart from that, then they'll use social engineering. They'll use people's greed, right, and gullibility to get into your infrastructure. So many of these things will still remain, and any kind of just checkbox kind of compliance is not going to work. You will have to get into a threat hunting kind of scenario.
Yeah.
That depending upon, let's say you are a fintech company, you are a bank, you are an IoT company, you are a large shipping giant, you are oil and gas, your railways, or you are an airlines. Depends upon who is targeting you, because depending upon your enemies capabilities would be different. So if at all there is something called an advanced persistent threat, which is a nation state, they are well resourced, they have exceptional knowledge of your systems, they have all kinds of resources, deep pockets and patience, and they would sit long. And see, their purpose is different. Their purpose is compromise. They may be sitting on your system for a very long time, and as you said, the next warfare is cyber warfare. So at the next instance of warfare, they would simply disable your systems rather than asking for money in bitcoins.
Yes.
So the threat is very real, and just checkbox kind of ticking compliance is not going to work. You will have to develop good cyber resilience and cyber hygiene, even as corporates. And that is why the initial point that you were saying is that there has been a change wherein RBI regulations now have made cybersecurity directly respond to board, and they have made the board responsible for cybersecurity.
Which is great. At least
Which is
now
great.
we hear that at least saying that, you know what, I don't have the budget because of this, because sometimes the board does not really translate and understand the impact that it has. But that has significantly changed. That conversation has significantly changed in the last 2 or 3 years. That being said, now one of the major misconception as per what I think is, this is a you problem. A lot of people think that ransomware is probably vertical specific, right? It's only critical infrastructure. That means it could be banking, it could be government, it could be healthcare. But the thing is that it's not one vertical, right? This is not a you problem. This is a generalized problem. When it happens, yes, of course, there are certain, the impact may differ from an industry standpoint, but the larger ecosystem that is impacted from a business, from a technology standpoint, is across the case. Let's take what we discussed was the power grid company, right? Now from a healthcare standpoint, you spoke about NHS. When WannaCry happened, and now Lockbit we are talking about, if you look at it, the impact as an individual from a corporate standpoint is one thing. From an employee standpoint, it's very important that, like I said, do not click on phishing emails or phishing links, even if you've received it from your CEO, but it's an unknown source. If you see someone like you and I are affected, if my ventilator goes off, imagine I am in a serious condition and my ventilator goes off. There is no data, there's no back data of my health records. If a healthcare industry is today, and it has happened, right, in 2022, Hyderabad hospital,
Health is one of the most attacked sectors now.
Delhi hospital, like, it happens so often that from a larger corporate standpoint, we may always go and blame the corporate, saying they have not done the job, right? And we can always blame the technical security officers or a technology officers. But someone like you and I are also equally responsible. If you share the same Wi-Fi at home, but you're using your office details, right? You're accessing your phone on the same Wi-Fi that your probably kids are.